education in public for the purpose of conducting the school district's business and is not to be considered a public community meeting. FLSD policy 0165.1. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Does anyone want to read the mission and vision?
I can read it.
Go for it.
Our mission is to foster a community of learning and belonging. Our vision is to be a learning community centered on strengths and possibilities to empower our students and staff to think critically, grow intellectually, and live with integrity.
Thank you. Item number 3 of the agenda is additions to and approval of the agenda. Do we have a motion?
Can I add something just for my own neuroses? I'm sure we're going to add it. I think is a typo.
First, we have to
I'll
motion.
move. Oh, sorry.
Sorry. All right. I'll second. Okay, now, what would you like to change?
The long laundry list of considerations of new revised policies, E, and Dr. Banks's agenda. 5136, policy 5136, technically .00, was accidentally not in there.
The electronic equipment?
Well, no, it's actually PDA.
Oh, okay.
Not PDA. PCD.
PCD. What is that?
Personal communication devices. The cell phone. That is
personal
the,
communication
yeah,
devices.
5136 is actually the cell phone policy.
Okay.
Well, electronic devices.
And it wasn't in there on purpose.
Oh,
Okay, we're leaving it
We're
off.
not doing, we're waiting till the spring.
That's okay.
Because we're still trialing out what we're doing and having conversations, so we're not ready to make policy yet.
Okay, can we discuss that?
Sure.
Can we discuss that policy?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
So is there a change or is there not?
There is no change.
No change, okay.
Anything else? All right. All those in favor of the agenda as it is, please indicate with aye. Aye. Item passes. All right. Item 4, approval of the minutes from the special meeting of December 4th, 2024. Do I have a motion?
I'll move.
A second.
All right. Any discussion on the minutes? All right. Hearing none. All those in favor, please indicate with aye. Aye. Item passes. All right. Admin report.
So I have a couple of things I wanted to update everyone on. We'll start with facilities. Springfield Township Board of Trustees unanimously approved the rezoning of the Whitaker site. Tom Brannon, who works with OFCC and is our partner in the secondary campus project, he was able to get approval for us for an increase on the project since we were so over budget at the 6.37%. And so that will be split state share, district share, but that is an increase which will help offset the increase in cost escalation. So we are very appreciative of all his work on our behalf.
Yeah.
We will be bringing to the board a resolution for this adjustment in January, likely during one of our early January meetings, the organizational meeting or thereof. So more to come on that. Also, our ESSER HVAC project in the 100 building and the gym, they are complete with a few short punch list items that are still being worked through with Grant and our vendors. And then last but not least, in terms of facilities, we are continuing to work on the advanced energy grant proposals. We're hoping to have more for you guys possibly in January, but that work continues. Dave, Grant, Anita, anything to add on this? Okay. And then other things going on around the district, it's been a busy month of student celebration and performances. We've had the band orchestra concert, the art show, we have FE winter concert tomorrow night, a lot of things going on. I had shared with the board, and I believe it's been shared on social media, we had a lot of our students featured in the National Leadership Conference video that was put together, that went as part of our work with Interact for Health and the American Youth Foundation. So that was exciting to see our kids showcased in that way. In addition, we have and will be launching Neighborhood Bridges. I've shared that with you guys, the short video clip. We have our staff trained and ready to go for that. So we are working with Allerton on finalizing that communication to the community, which will go out later this week. So we're really excited about being able to connect our community with the needs of our families. So, also we have continued, last year we called it Stronger Connections. This year, don't hold me to it because I'm a little more on the outside this year, but Bridges to Kindergarten or something to that effect. We're working and we'll be hosting our child care providers in January and then our families in February and March to kind of create that gateway into our kindergarten program and that connection with our future families. So that work continues. That is being led again by Cindy Cron, who used to be a school psych for us, along with our elementary admin team. So they're doing a great job getting that ready to go. And I think that is all I have.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Band and orchestra and voices, do we have numbers, how they're going?
Well, I think in terms of the performances, things were going great. We are meeting, in fact, we have a meeting scheduled tomorrow, and have been in conversation with our band and orchestra and music program at the elementary, music program district-wide, but specifically looking at course going into next year. We're hoping sometime in January to bring to the board what our plan is.
Okay.
So it is in progress. There have been regular meetings. And so far the conversations have been great and thinking outside the box and thinking differently about what we learned this year and what we could possibly do moving forward. So, yeah,
Okay.
so more to come.
How's extended care with the Y?
Extended care, we reached out today. We had some adjustments contract with them, and so we're just waiting on those to come back signed, and then we'll have that in place. And I think that might be the final thing we're waiting on, and then we'll be able to bring it back. So our hope is when we return from break, that the extended care will be at Finneytown Elementary.
Hopefully.
That is the hope, yes. Not guaranteed, but that is the hope. So,
I understand.
yeah.
All right, thank you. Okay, moving on to item 6, public address. I don't think I received anything. Have you received anything?
I did not.
All right. Moving on to item 7, review of action steps from last month. So, create a board member sign up for the Finneytown Elementary lunch with staff invite, pre-announced to staff. Kind of did this. I think we need to try again next quarter. It was the week of Thanksgiving, which really didn't bode well. I ended up actually meeting with you at the same time instead of going to the lunch. So we'll try to do that again maybe next.
Those times are during the day, right? Are those during the day?
Yeah, it's during their lunch
Yeah,
times.
that would be
So,
tough for a lot of us to do.
yeah. So maybe we want to rethink that a little
Rethink
bit.
the whole thing, yeah.
All right, so number 2, schedule a finance committee to follow up on the 5-year financial forecast targets. I believe we talked, that will happen after negotiations.
Yeah, we're thinking late January,
Yep.
early February.
Schedule a board meeting to finalize documentation for the evaluation process. That has already been done. The meeting was the special meeting that we just approved the minutes for. And then number 4 is send the treasurer for signature. That is now complete.
Yep.
And then provide answers to Mr. Ray's questions regarding Senate Bill 104. We've had a lot of discussion on that, but if you haven't gotten your answers, I'm sure we've discussed it at some point.
I feel like they were in the last update I sent
Yeah,
out.
there's,
And if not, let me know if
Yeah.
you have more. Okay.
it seems like there's always a new question with that one. Anything else that we missed? Great, so all 5 of those can be cleared up. All right, moving to item 8, board coordination matters. Before we move into our reports, we have to schedule the organizational meeting and tax budget meeting. So, pull out your keys. This has to be before January, what day?
By the 15th,
By the
the
15th.
latest.
And after, is it anytime after the 1st, or does it have to be after the 5th, or?
Is the 12th?
We can start anytime after the 1st.
Okay. I am open pretty much any day except Mondays.
I would need it to be a Tuesday or Thursday, those 2 weeks.
Tuesday or Thursday. Does anyone want to look at the 7th or the 9th? I know we're not in school yet, but in service, you guys are in, right?
I will not be in town that week.
Okay. That leaves the 14th, which is the very last minute. Is that enough time to submit whatever we need to submit?
It is.
Okay. Would the 14th work?
Yes.
We have a meeting from 5 to 6:30 that evening
Yeah.
with key communicators.
All right. Well, we have the 2nd, but you guys are still on holiday, right? I don't want you to come in.
I'll be here the 2nd.
Okay. How about Thursday the 2nd?
I'd rather not do that day.
Someone's gonna have to give somewhere, y'all.
Yeah, I typically try to.
I know.
I can do the 8th. Which
You're
is
out
a
of town though,
Wednesday.
Seth?
But Seth's out of town that week, right?
Yeah. That leaves the 3rd, the 10th, or Seth, you just won't be here.
I can do the 3rd.
It's a Friday.
Yep.
We can try to be quick.
Or I can do the 13th. What do we have the 13th? You can't do Mondays, right?
Mondays are the only
Okay.
ones that I'm not available.
I can do the 3rd.
And that particular, the 13th, I'm definitely not available, so. The 3rd? How's everyone feel?
Yep,
Good?
thank you.
What's the
Yep.
earliest we can do it?
I can, whatever time on a Friday, I can probably make it work. So,
It's a Lori preference.
Well, this would be 3. If we could do 3, I don't know if Eddie's still on break, and I don't know what his schedule allows. But
Eddie's
4
not
is fine
here,
too.
Yeah, the earlier the better for me,
Yeah.
that'd be great.
can we try for 4 o'clock?
I'm down.
If you, I can talk to work and see if I can get a half hour,
Okay.
if you want to do the 3.
I can't do 3.
Oh.
I know I won't be able to.
Okay, so
Sorry.
I'm off work, so I can.
All right, let's go with 4.
Okay.
4.
Okay, scheduled, January 3rd, 4 PM. We'll be efficient.
Dave, we do the organizational and are there separate
There's
meetings?
separate
meetings,
meetings on
same
the
day.
same date.
Okay.
They
We
run
do
back
them.
to back.
I do not like the, I'm gonna start this for you, on that edge. All right. So board member reports. I can go first if you want. Pretty much easy. I didn't have a whole lot going on. Lori and I have continued to meet almost weekly. I think we hit almost every week except we met the week of Thanksgiving even, so we've hit almost all of them. Talked everything from attendance, climate with staff, concerns, strategic plan, just about every question that's come through we've discussed at times, but really a lot of future planning, which has been really nice. We had a meeting with Jason on Senate Bill 104 to discuss legal questions that we had and what we need to do. There will be a lot more talk on that as we progress, trying to figure out the answers to all the different questions that have been brought up, and there have been several, and most of them are very complex or complicated. So there will be more coming on that. And then I attended the orchestra concert for the elementary school and middle school, and I was just blown away with our little 5th graders who have likely never really touched an instrument and how good they sounded. The 6th grade, they said they had a lot of students, they sounded really good, and the 7th grade was just amazing. I was not prepared how good they sounded. So I was very impressed, very proud, and I will also say, seeing Mr. Geisel with the kids, his demeanor and the way he approaches teaching is very good. He did a really wonderful job with them.
He says dude a lot.
He does. He approaches everything really well. So that's all I had.
All right, I can go. I was going to say it's been an exciting month. I know Laurie mentioned that. Lots of concerts, sports, celebrations. I'm going to jump right into it. Let's see. Our Finneytown Music Department worked hard and executed some wonderful winter series concerts. Our band students learned, I guess, all of their music in 12 rehearsals, which was really good. Mr. Delaney mentioned that, so kudos to them for learning their music in 12 rehearsals. Tomorrow, as Laurie mentioned, they're going to have their winter concert for our second and third graders, as well as Voices of Finneytown. Ms. Fields is also still needing some volunteers for that, so if you're available to volunteer backstage, that would be helpful, so she can properly prepare for her concert. Also, just a reminder, girls volleyball, the registration opens in January. There's a need for several coaches to help support our girls. Baseball spring season is approaching, and they're going to be offering an opportunity for a preseason session January the 18th, so make sure you're on the lookout for those updates. The deadline for the winter break, the deadline for the registration for the extended winter break, I guess the YMCA is having, is coming, I think it was today, right? Was the deadline today?
It was originally last Friday.
Okay.
I don't know if they extended it or not.
Do you know how we're doing with that as far as numbers, or
Last I heard, we had 2.
2? Okay, will you guys continue it if it's not a demand?
Maybe
for
at
it?
least 6, I
At
think,
least
was their
6?
threshold.
Okay, and we're also gearing up for Wildcat Serve. Renee Heath is in need of volunteers for that, for gift wrapping, delivering gifts, food items. Also, students will be released at 11:30, the secondary students, for exams on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and lunches will be provided. Kudos to everybody for their efforts for the book fair. That was an exciting opportunity, and it was a lot of hours and hard work that was put in for our librarians, so I want to make sure we shout them out. I can't talk today, I'm sorry. FAFSA registration is open from 2025 2026. The sooner you those, the better as far as how much aid you'll receive. The Great Oats applications are available and open as well. If you need help with that, you can reach out to your counselors. That's it.
All right, thank you.
Nothing from me.
I always like Alicia because she already has it. She has most.
It's been one of those days.
So what she didn't say was how awesome the winter market went, because she actually ran it. But the winter market from the PTA, the elementary PTA, was a success, I heard. And the long-range facilities we had last month, it was more informational than discussion, but it was great discussions, don't get me wrong. But it was very informational since that was restarting that committee. For the alumni, please jump on the website. They have a lot of good ideas starting to come, and a lot of new exciting things are coming from our alumni network. So please keep your ears open, and if you don't have to be alumni to join, but if you jump on the website, you can see all the exciting things that Scott and Mike have coming with the rest of the team. Just quick prayers for the wrestler that did get hurt. It is wrestling season. They are heading to meets, and one of our on an outside meet that they had in competition.
Thank you. All right. That's all. Move on to item 9, financial matters. Item 9 is adoption of the consent calendar. Do I have a motion? All right. Mr. Oliverio.
Okay, the financial report. We had total revenues in November of $834,492. Fiscal year to date revenue, $10,419,197. Expenditures in the month of November, $2,619,199. And fiscal year to date expenditures, $9,543,278. Cash balance in general fund at the end of November was $14,864,182. Item B, depository and investment balances as of November 30th, 2024. U.S. Bank, $369,140. U.S. Bank Construction Fund, $1,860,095. Star Ohio Construction Number 1, $3,046,262. Star Ohio Main Account, $25,606,317. Star Ohio Construction Fund Number 2, $3,250,717. And the Star Ohio State Share account has $4,092,137. Item C, interest earned on depository investment accounts for November. General fund interest income was $109,921, and our construction fund $31,494. Item D is the monthly bond project spending and commitment report. This report has not changed from last month. We did not spend any money except for some fees on our investment income. So no change there. Any questions?
No. Any questions from anyone?
Almost lost half a point of interest on those big ones in 2 months. But the top two, it's minimal numbers, but they seem to be going up. Like it's 0.1% or point, 0.08, but
Yeah,
it's weird that the small ones are going up and the
Yeah,
larger numbers are declining.
what happened with the second one was we had interest bond that matured, so it's
Okay.
going to stay at this level 0.66 until next November.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, can I have a roll call vote?
Millen,
Yes.
Mr. Ray,
Yeah.
Ms. Lee,
Yes.
Mr. Plow.
Yes.
Item passes. All right, moving to item 10, superintendent's recommendations. 10.1 is the adoption of the consent calendar. Do I have a motion?
I will second.
All right,
Item A is approval of payment for certified staff members for supplementals that they hold, visual coordinator and mentor specialist. Item B is approval of academic supplementals. Item C, approval of athletic supplemental. Item D is approval of the membership of OSBA, the renewal. Item E is a list of our subs. Item F, as we discussed, is a list of policies. We'll also be doing another policy update. Norm envisioned that would be sometime in January. So there'll be more coming down the pike for sure.
We
So this
appreciate
is a
Latour,
reading?
too.
This is the first read, yep.
Okay.
And he
Thanks
said,
to Latour, I wanted to get that out there because I know she color differentiation. I know it takes a lot of work, I'm sure, so thanks to her for doing that.
I'll make sure, I'll extend that. She's done a great job. A lot of what was done was combining different policies versus having everything individual and trying to do some cleanup there. So beyond that, I think the other ones coming down the pike is the cell phone policy, which we plan on doing in the spring, bringing to the to be in place. I think it's either July or August of 2025. And then I do think there'll be a conversation for the board at some point around policy and Senate Bill 104 and how the board wants to approach that. So I was briefly with Jason about that today. So just think that'll probably be need to be a special meeting sometime or part of our board meeting in either January or February. So. And then the last item, acceptance of donation. It is recommended that the board accept the following donation: an anonymous gift of $400 to the social work fund, and a cash donation of $250 to the social work fund from Finneytown Association of Support Personnel, our certified union.
Nice.
Yep.
With the policies and everything else, I do have some questions with the individual policies. Just very small details with 0165 board meetings. It says regular meetings of the board shall be public and held at least once every 2 months.
We can do more, that's a minimum.
That is the minimum.
Well, that's the policy we've set, yes.
Okay. All right. Well, I just know that we need more than
Yeah.
that, so.
We're fine, we can always do more, we just can't do less.
Right, so I was just wondering if maybe we should talk about that. Also with the agendas, it was about 0166 agendas, D. It was left blank, so are we going to discuss that or fill that answer in today or next month?
My guess, if it was left, I don't have it in front of me, so that's on me.
No.
Yeah, thank
I
you.
should have emailed you.
Oh, we're leaving that blank, we're just not putting anything there. That was in. Wait, no, I see D up here, I thought you were looking at here. We had something in there, I don't know why it didn't show up. I think it was consistent with what we do. For some reason, I want to say 2 days, but I'm not sure if that's correct. I'll have to.
Well, we usually get Fridays, so 2 business days or 4 Thursdays. That's the debate I always have in my head.
So we did.
Just,
Yeah.
I think, Friday would be the earliest.
Yeah, like I said, we usually get Friday, I just, to make sure it's in the writing for,
I think 2 days is good, it gives us protection. If it's Friday, great, but if it's not.
We try to get it earlier, but that's the minimum, right?
Because there have been times we've been in here on Saturday, or Sunday finishing things up.
I feel like they've been coming in on Thursdays recently, though. They've been.
We've been
Working
trying to
hard.
get
Yeah, I
We're working
appreciate
hard to
that,
get it
yes.
out earlier and earlier, but yeah.
It also protects us if we have anything change or sudden needs.
Which for a regular meeting, it's pretty easy to amend the
Yeah.
agenda. It's the special meetings. So whatever we feel like needs to go in, let me know and we'll add that.
well, these are,
This is just the first reading. We won't even be approving them tonight. We're approving them at the next one.
then I'll stop my questions until next.
If you have questions, feel free to ask. We're just
Well-
not approving them tonight.
Yeah, well, then, most of my questions involved, since no one has actually the policies in front of us, so we can't have full discussions on it, so. Questions till next one.
Okay.
Can you share which policies so that you want to have conversation on, just so I can make sure I look over this before we come back together?
Yeah.
In case there are answers I can provide.
Yeah, just 165, 166, 5136, and 5136.01.
And 5136 is the communication one, right?
Correct.
So that's, we can talk about that whenever that one's just not gonna be on there, probably. Okay. Yep.
All right. Any other questions for Dr. Banks? Can I have a roll call vote?
Mr. Ray,
Yeah.
Ms. Lee,
Yes.
Mr. Fleck, Ms. McMullen,
Yes.
Item passes. Item number 11, the approval of administrative contract revision. Do I have a motion? All right. Any discussion on this one?
No further discussion.
No? Welcome.
Can I have a roll call vote?
Lee,
Yes.
Mr. Plow,
Yes.
Mrs. Mullen?
Yes.
Mr. Ray?
Yes.
Item passes. And moving on to item 12, the approval of the contract, an administrative contract. Do I have a motion?
So moved again.
I will second.
Oh, shoot.
Trying to give you a chance. You were complaining last time.
Any discussion?
Anita, welcome to this new role. I'm very excited that you've agreed to take on the treasurer's role when Dave decides to retire. But I was very impressed with our discussions, and I look forward to working with you in that new role. So thank you for agreeing to take it.
I haven't even voted yet.
I'm still saying yeah. You guys can say no, I'm not.
Anything else? Can I have a roll call vote?
Ms. Lee?
Yes.
Mr. Plow?
Yes.
Ms. McMullen?
Yes.
Mr. Ray?
Yes.
Item passes. Welcome to the team, Ms. Ruffin.
Is this, can you see the look of fear on my face?
Yes. Moving to item
August 1st.
Moving to item 13, the next regular meeting of Finneytown Board of Education will take place on Monday, no, that's not right.
Nope.
This is, please, we need to change this. This will not happen on Monday, the 20th, because that is a holiday.
Tuesday the 21st.
Usually the 21st. However, we will set the calendar at the organizational meeting.
Yeah, because I'm hoping it's not the 21st.
I did
I
wanna
thought we did
add,
2 years at our last organizational meeting.
We only approved one, and then we look at it for the next year. It's
Okay.
like a rolling thing. Do you want to add an announcement?
Yeah, I was just going to add the personnel, we did meet, and we decided we were going to, I guess, restructure the tiers for how the supplemental contracts and compensations are structured. So they're going to be working on that. And we also had a discussion on PPL, and I think we need to get something on the calendar for that as well to discuss how that's impacting our district.
Okay. All right, so Monday, or the regular board meeting for January will be determined at the organizational meeting, which is taking place January 3rd at 4 p.m. And it will take place here, Brent Board Office.
And the tax budget also.
And the tax budget, yes. If that is all, item number 14, do I have a motion to adjourn?
So move.
Second. All those in favor? Please.
Aye.
Aye. Item passes. We are adjourned.
33.